once you start really understanding what you're spending on in America, you find out that you've been scammed, bruh. Okay, so I went out to Sosua, and Sosua is like a man's dream. It's a man's dream. It's a paradise out there. The water is amazing. The beach is amazing. And then they call them mangoes. Those are the women out there. The mangoes out there are amazing as well, too. And they're just all over the place.
Hey, Jamie Woods, we here to travel and motivate. No curry, we just trying to keep our minds in a golden state. We answer to nobody but the Lord. We control our fate. Too many things to see just to sit in a hole and bake. We growing, hey.
All right, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Jamie Woods back at it with another one, guys. I know it's been a minute, it's been a while, man, but I'm back with a banger, and I got my guest over here. You care to introduce yourself, my friend?
What's going on, guys? My name is Tyrone Foster, but my stage name is Zuriaki. Yeah, I'm 34 years old. I live out here in Thailand. I'm a world traveler and traveled everywhere. I'm a trader. I trade the markets and teach the markets for the last like 13 years, and yeah.
I told you backstage, but I was telling them that basically I've been a fan of his work. I've been following him since like the Colombia days. That I live in Colombia. Was that the same? Like I live in Colombia.
Yo, but it's crazy how that even started with the whole like I live in Colombia thing. Because to be honest, I'm not really a big social media person like that. Like I be trying and stuff like that. But like it was one video. I just said, as you know, I didn't even say as you know. I said, hey, yo, I live in Colombia. And then some people started writing. And I was like, oh, I might need to keep saying this thing over and over and over and over. And you already know, as soon as people start hating on your catchphrase, you got to say it some more. And then people was hating on it. They're like, stop saying this. And I'm like, I got to say it some more.
It was catchy, man. I think I had commented in one of your videos. I'm like, yo, you need to make a t-shirt or something, man, because it's catchy.
Yeah. No, I need to bring it back, especially for Thailand now.
Yeah, man. And I saw in the beginning you were saying the same thing for Thailand as well. So I like that.
It's only because I don't have that many tips for Thailand yet because I'm still new out here. So therefore, I really can't use that catchphrase until I'm pretty much just showing more lifestyle now until I get more tips. Because with the Colombia, I had more tips because I done spent over 3 years in Colombia total. So I'm still like learning a lot of stuff in Thailand, but you'll see a whole series of, as you know, I live in Thailand here soon. I've been learning a lot of stuff.
Okay. All right, man. Well, we're going to get to Thailand, man, because I definitely want to ask you about Thailand, but I guess we can start with what actually caused you to start traveling in the first place.
All right. Well, I can break that down very simple for you real quick. A lot of people think that, a lot of us, a lot of men do travel obviously for, the dating life, but I never had an issue with the dating life. I just wanted a better life of living. I've always made, good money. I've always been really, really good on that side. But once you start really understanding what you're spending on in America, you find out that you've been scammed, bruh. Yeah, cost of living, everything. Like I'm out here about to buy a lounge, and I'm just seeing the difference of buying a lounge here compared to the States. They screwing us over, bro, massively, from the medical industry, all that type of stuff. And I just realized the numbers ain't numbering, man. And so I was like, okay, you mean to tell me I can have the same life I'm living here for a fraction of the price? And you mean I already work online? What's keeping me staying here? And I was like, I'm not staying, bro. So here's what really, really went down. I went to this strip club, right? I can talk about strip clubs, right?
You can talk about anything you want.
Anything? All right. Hey, can I say some bad words too? Is that cool?
Absolutely, brother.
So I went to this strip club, right? And the strip club's called Spearmint Rhino. It's in Vegas. I used to live in Vegas. And so this strip club, I was, ego, money, liquor involved. That's a bad combination. So I'm in there and I'm throwing some money. I got a table going. I got all the chicks over. And you already know, I got to buy some more bottles, but I'm not even thinking about the money, right? I'm just like, all right, I'm good. I got this. Man, I woke up the next day, the wake up of shame. And I went into my bank account. I was like, dang, did I really just spend $6,900 last night? That's crazy. I was like, I could have spent that like in DR or Colombia and been there for
that type of money in a different country.
Bro, I packed up the same day. I left 5 p.m. that day. I woke up with a slight hangover and went straight to the airport. And I left the DR for 3 months. And then from DR, I just started hopping around. And I didn't come back to the States until after maybe about 7 months. And then I remember looking around in my house and I was like, I don't even want to be here. And then that's when I was like, you know what? Officially, I got to make this jump now. Because a lot of people always talk about, oh, I want to travel, I want to get out there and XYZ, and they don't do it because they got people in the back of their head, like their ears saying, don't do it, it's scary, and then they just stay where they're at. And I was like, you know what, I got to make this jump. So guess what I did, bro? I went to a lot of my students in the area. I said, hey, you guys got 48 hours to clear out my whole house for free. You can grab anything you want. And they went and they cleared it out in 24 hours. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, nah, I really got to go. So I ended up packing up, went to Colombia, got me an Airbnb, and I was working on getting, you know, my spot, and I got my spot, closed on my spot immediately because it's a little bit different when you guys get spots overseas. You just got to have the money and that's it, and you get the keys. Went into my spot, looked around, I said, I finally did this thing. And it's just pretty much just taking that jump and saying, you know, if enough's enough. And then creating a new routine when you get out there. That's another scary part for a lot of the new people that are traveling is they're like, oh, what do I do? Go out there. The first thing you need to do is get a routine. And you just do the same routine you had in the States. Maybe you got a nice lounge you have in the States. Maybe you have a good restaurant you like, create your routine, and then you fall right in place really quick.
I love everything you just said there, man. You said so much great information there, man. I mean, you come from such a very iconic city. I mean, Vegas. I mean, that's where.
Bro, Vegas is trash, bro. It is trash. Vegas is a small city with a big strip. People think Vegas is like, oh my God, it's no. That's small strip with all the freaking crackheads and all that type of stuff. Yeah, no, like Vegas is literally just for show, and it is really just it's a cash cow. Like they're just robbing, man. And I don't want nothing to do with that.
I mean, they're saying that the tourism rates are low right now in Vegas.
Yeah, because it's just a lot of the same stuff, and just a lot of crackheads everywhere.
Yeah, but I mean I feel like that's across the board with the United States, unfortunately, man. Like even I'm from the East Coast. I'm from like New York City. I'm actually here at the moment in the States. So that's all you see, man, in the streets, you know, here in LA. And they talk about these other countries like Colombia and DR having, being dangerous and this, that, but then cities like New York City are crazy.
Man, we just as dangerous, bro. That's why it's funny. People always talk about the danger and stuff like that. I'm like, we just as dangerous. It's just that you're used to your location. You're used to where you can go and what you can't do, and what you can do. So when you go to these countries like Colombia, you're like, oh my God, it's so dangerous because you ain't never been there. So when I've been there for like 3 years, I understand what places I can go to, what place I can't go to, because I learned. And a lot of people don't do research on the laws and what you can do before they go to these countries. So yes, these countries are dangerous, but we dangerous too, man.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't even take public transportation right now without being lit up on fire. I don't know if you saw that. Like people get lit up on fire.
Bro, I got robbed in Atlanta 3 times, just like I got robbed in Colombia 4 times.
It's crazy what's going on over here, man. But let's start off with because you said Dominican Republic was the first trip technically outside the country that you had. So let's
no. I've been to 58 countries, but like because my mom was in the military. I was born in Japan.
Oh, okay. So you've been all over the place.
I've been traveling. I've lived in Germany. I've lived all over the world. But like for me to actually like really get up out there on my own of real solo traveling, DR was one of the first ones.
So tell me more about DR. How's your experience in DR?
All right, let's talk about it. So I started off in Sosua because obviously that's what all the fellas told me to go. And I was like, it was like a culture shock. As soon as you get there, I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so I went out to Sosua, and Sosua is like a man's dream. It's a man's dream. It's a paradise out there. The water is amazing. The beach is amazing. And then they call them mangoes. Those are the women out there. The mangoes out there are amazing as well too. And they're just all over the place. They're really nice and everything. But I could only do too much. So I was out there for about 3 months, and I was like, yeah, this is a little bit too much 24/7. But I've learned a lot of people out there. I went to had some good barbershop friends out there. And I pretty much, got me a nice routine. I went to the gym. I pretty much lived there like how I'd live in the States, but obviously with some mangoes on the side. But it was really fun. I spent some time in Puerto Plata, which is pretty much like an hour, 45 minutes drive away from Sosua. And then I actually went for another 3 months down to Santo Domingo. So Santo Domingo was more of my speed because it wasn't like too congested with the 304 behavior. If you wanted to get down with that, you could, but you still had the beauties of the whole land, because Sosua is literally in like the influx of 304 behavior is everywhere. The whole city, that's what it is. I mean, you go down near Roomba, which is like the main street and everything where that club called Roomba is, you're going to literally see all of them standing out there. Like I'm talking about hundreds. Like you can literally walk through like a Chick-fil-A drive-through, bro, and just pull up and be like, Chick-fil-A, oh, let me get one with XYZ, boom, and they hop on your four-wheeler because you get a four-wheeler. You hop on a four-wheeler, like don't go down there and try to get like some taxis. Just get on four-wheeler, you're good to go. So I did the 304 behavior for a while. You know, I balled out. It was fun. But then I was like, you know what? I want to actually like really live though. I was like, it's not all about the women. I want to actually live. So then that's when I went to Santo Domingo. I like Santo Domingo, but then I realized my Spanish really sucks. Because if you guys have never been to DR, they got Spanish on elite mode. That is the fastest Spanish I've ever seen in my life. And I realized I'm not really good at Spanish. I thought I could practice my Spanish. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be good. Nah, I don't understand nothing they said. And then another thing is for people who's listening, Dominicans are black. I don't care what nobody say. They black, bro. They walk like us, talk like us, move like us. They are black. I know they're trying to say they're not black. Man, I went there. I said, man, these are cousins, straight up. But yeah, DR was fun, man. It was fun. I didn't do Punta Cana. I don't like doing a lot of the tourist areas. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I get you, man. I mean, you said a lot of facts there, man. I mean, I'm Dominican myself.
Bro, y'all black, bro. Y'all are black, bro. I went to some of the beaches. I was like, these are brothers. Like, are you serious? I was like, they move just like us, talk like us, loud as hell, just like us. Like, yo.
I mean, you're right. I mean, I've actually interviewed certain other people that actually disagree with that statement. Not entirely. Like, obviously, as a Dominican, obviously we do have African ancestry. But of course we're mixed with like European, Taino, like there's a lot of different mixes. But yeah, you're right. But that's something about African American. I know it's a bit like a side note compared to what we've been talking about, but it's a bit of a side note. But I feel like with African American culture is
and y'all can cut some hair too. Y'all can cut some real good hair too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you've been to what's that barber shop in
y'all can cut some
in
hair,
Sosúa, man. There's a barber shop in Sosúa that's very
right
famous.
on the street, right, the main street, bro. They be cutting some hair, bro. Whenever I go in there, that's the first place I go. I'm like, they be cutting some hair, man.
But they be having all the girls twerk on people and stuff in there. Like it's crazy.
The whole place be filled. Man, I went to that barber shop. They be going in.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy, bro. DR is crazy. But about what I was gonna say, it's kind of crazy because the thing is, I feel like the most influential culture that there is on this planet, in my personal opinion, is African American culture.
Facts.
I strongly believe that that's the case. And it's crazy because the thing is, everyone will wear sneakers and they'll wear, and I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but these are things that were popularized by the African American community, right? So do-rags, you keep it hip hop music, whatever. And then you go around the world and you see people trying to do the same thing. Like you go to France, they got their own hip hop. DR got its own hip hop. Everywhere got hip hop. Everyone's trying to wear do-rags and sneakers and act like African Americans. But the minute that an African American says, hey, you're black too, just like me, they try to deny it. And they're saying, no, I'm not black, I'm Dominican, or I'm not black, I'm this, but we're all the same at the end of the day. It just happens to be.
It's like they like the good parts of it, but then they don't like, it comes with the negatives too, which we all have our negatives. Yeah. Every culture out there has our negatives. So they just don't want to be compared to the negatives of the black culture, which is not fair if you want to grab one part of it and everything. No, there's the negatives too. But I agree with you.
Well, I guess since we're on the topic of that, because it is a very interesting topic. I mean, there've been a lot of brothers and a lot of content creators that have talked about, the colorism and the racism that's going on in Latin American specifically, where I don't know if you knew this, but in Dominican Republic specifically, I can't talk for every other Latin American race or country, but in Dominican Republic, we have a saying called it goes like, if I was to translate it in English, it would say "better the race." I don't know if you ever heard of that.
No, I didn't. I've never heard about it.
So basically, it's where the parents would basically brainwash their children to believe that they need to date a light-skinned individual to better the race, quote unquote.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
So it's just this brainwashing that goes on in Dominican Republic specifically, but even Latin America and the rest of the world as well, where that's the case. And I don't know why it's that ignorant or that closed-minded, but that's something that a lot of brothers need to watch out with when they go to Latin America.
Yeah. You got a point there.
You know, I actually made a video about it a while back ago because I grew up on listening to those type of things. You know what I mean? It was messed up, but it's an honest conversation to have, man. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean? But I think things are improving little by little, but unfortunately that's been the case for so many years.
The cons, I would say for DR is we about to go in there. The ladies are very, very pushy. Very pushy.
I wanted to bring that up.
They are very pushy. Everything is money. It's like, hey, can I speak to you? Money. Hey, can I do money? Hey,